The chapter 5 of Golden Race, page number 60, the chapter titled A Hero. So let's continue. From the first of next month, I will sleep alone, father. No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. You are in the second form, and I don't at all like the way you are being brought up, he said, and looked at his wife, who was rocking the cradle. Why do you look at me while you say it? She asked. I hardly know anything about the boy. Then the father said, this father is not at all like the way the boy Swami is brought up by his father and grandmother, because he is very pampered and he is always sleeping behind or sleeping beside his mother and grandmother by just hearing all the old stories. So his father is disagreeing the way he brought up as a boy. No, I don't mean you, father said. Here the father is not accusing his mother, but he is commonly said that the way his boy is brought up is not the right way. If you mean that your mother is spoiling him, tell her, and don't look at me, she said, and turned away. So the father is turned away from that subject. Swami sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. He prayed that his father might lift the newspaper once again to his face, and that he might slip away his bed and fall asleep before he could be called again. So the boy silently skipped from there and crawled into the bed of his grandmother before the father called him to take the challenge and to sleep in his office room. As if in the answer to prayer, father rustled the newspaper and held it up before his face, and Swami rose silent and tiptoed away to his bed in the passage. And what it said? Swami silently tiptoed to his away to his bed. In the granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked. So the boy silently, without making any noise, he just silently crawled into the bed of grandmother. Okay, to take away from the challenge of his father. So granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked, boy, are you already feeling sleepy? Don't you want a story? Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny. Gesticulation means actions, okay? Gesticulation means there are some wild actions or expressions to silence his granny. So the Swami didn't want to make any noise. He wanted to silence his granny, because if the sound goes on, the father notify the problem and he need to go through that challenge. But that good lady saw nothing. So Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Granny said, don't cover your face. Are you really sleepy? Swami leaned over and whispered, please shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me, and don't let anyone call me even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, I shall perhaps die. He turned over, curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. So he wanted to silence his granny. If the sound goes on, his father will take on the challenge. So he wanted to shut up his granny by whispering, by making wild gesticulations to his grandmother. So while the boy is trying to silence his grandmother, the father was standing over him. Swami, get up, he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light reaching from the hall lamp. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, get up, Swami, Granny pleaded. Why do you disturb him? So here, the father wants to challenge to be on, or his father wants the challenge to be taken by his boy, Swami. Get up, Swami, he said for the fourth time, and Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed. It took it under his arm and said, come with me. Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal to his mother, and she said, why do you take him to the office? So the father forcefully take his boy to the office room to take on the challenge to sit alone in an office room. So he forcefully take his boy to the office room to prove the challenge that his boy must have the courage. So while his father, Swami's father, is taking him to the office room, he blissfully looking at his mother, and she said to his husband, the father of Swami, that why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think.